So here is the new trailer. Let's just watch it back and then let's rip through it, okay? So this is a Vikendi time-lapse teaser. It's 42 seconds. Epic PUBG sound. Pretty cool. Vikendi Reborn. So, okay, let's first of all, big thing here is that a lot of times PUBG will advertise PC only, like the PC date, but also a lot of times during a big announcement, they'll split it. They'll do like December 6th / December, whatever the date is for console, 11 days after, so like December 17th. So I'm really curious if part of PUBG doing like less stuff lately is them working on also launching things at the same time. That would be incredible, but I don't want to be too optimistic and get ahead of myself. But because sometimes they only list one, sometimes they list two, so there's nothing like proven there. So if we go back, we have an ice area. This isn't an area that I can immediately recognize here. There's some kind of sign here, so it could be like usually there's some signs for like Dinoland or Dino Park or something. Gotta hope that Dinoland hasn't changed, right? That would just be a bummer. Here's a tower, and because of the we can see here, it has the rope for the ascender that we saw in Destin, and all of the areas with ascenders and the weird like kind of windows that you could get into were always marked by these drapes, this yellow drape, to let you know that this is like an area that is different or that you can get into. So it looks like there's going to be some kind of ascender here. They're only showing you like the base, so I don't know exactly how this is going to work. Is it a full-on cell tower? We don't have 100% proof of that because we can't see this height and stuff, but it does seem like this is a cell tower. And PUBG said that, you know, if the cell towers were successful on Destin, they would consider putting them on Miramar. They didn't say anything about Vikendi, but it looks like these are cell towers on Vikendi for all-inclusive purposes. So this is definitely really interesting to see. But there's not a full view here of what that is, right? And we'll have to look and see if we can see any cell towers like in the background. I don't know. Then here is definitely the return. I mean, but look, this looks like it's a mountain. So I think this is as high as a mountain, potentially. And this is Cosmodrome over here, so I think this is pretty tall. And then here is the return of the snowmobile. But again, the snowmobiles were always really slow on grass. So if they're going to have some kind of dynamic weather, you know, how does the snowmobile play here? But it's very exciting to show this. And then they show the snowmobile tracks and then the return of the footprint. So if you guys remember, one of the exciting parts of Vikendi when it launched was that you could see people's footprints. And I think you could still see people's footprints kind of, but because the snow wasn't consistent, like it was patchy, you couldn't track people's movement. So that was actually a unique feature that went away with Vikendi. And when they started working on Vikendi Reborn, I think this is something that they were talking about, that Vikendi had so many unique features when they launched it, and then they lost those features later on, like being the only snow map, like the snowmobile, like the footsteps. So it makes sense that like making it Reborn, they're trying to bring back the unique features that make it such a interesting map. And then here's where we go buck wild. We have the wind farm, just like we saw in Destin, windmills. And then this is an area full of grass. We have a compound, kind of classic Vikendi compound here. A couple of buildings with the stone wall. But there's a lot of grass here. Lot of grass. And like, where is this? Hard to say where this is. This could be like very west side of the map. Like south of Dobro, north of Vihar, there's like a big field with some compounds that the train used to go through. So maybe this is like super far west. Who knows? So if you guys, I missed this. This is like a, what do you call this? Like a, not a gondola. This is like an air tram. They have these like, I guess it could be like a ski lift, but it also could be one of those things where you get in them and they go over like an amusement park, or they go over a bridge. Like they have that in New York City. There's one of these that goes like through a bridge. So nice call, chat. Very interesting. It looks like that's on a wire or something. So this could be, instead of the ascender or something, this could be maybe you ascend up to a gondola thing and then take that across, right? It could easily be that, instead of cell towers, because we don't really see any cell towers. And then also I did notice this, but I didn't really say anything because we couldn't see what it was. There is like this structure over here, right? That could be the gondola. Like normally you go into an area and then you get out, right? Like an amusement park. So maybe like there's a line that goes across, and then that's where you end up parking. And you know what's pretty cool is that was in the original Vikendi. Going down from Mount Kresnik, there was a ski lift, but they were inoperable. So this is actually a great idea that PUBG did this. But again, will people use it is the question. But amazing firefights potentially. So, all right. So pretty much confirmed that there's, yeah. The question is, are these cell towers, are this taking us to the gondola? Really good catch there. And then it looks like the weather is changing, right? Like it's going from kind of green to overcast to then snow. And now there's snow on the ground, but look, where the train is going back and forth, it's still grass. And this area is showing half grass, half snow, which is kind of like Vikendi now. And what's cool about this is you're seeing that the train now is stopping. I mean, it's always stopped at different locations, but hopefully like more meaningful locations throughout the middle of the map. I don't see anything different with the train. The train's smaller, it looks like. There could be a room in here. A lot of us talked about what if they put a secret key entry point on the train. This looks like there could be a room in here. What if this is like a pillar kind of train or something like that? That would make sense if it was a pillar train. That's a giant conspiracy. I doubt they did that, but who knows though? There is some kind of caboose, like looks like that you could be able to get, I don't think you can get in there actually. There's no like door here. So it might just be the same old train, guys. I don't know. If they continued with the train, though, you have to imagine they did something to this. That's just my opinion. And then this is an area. First of all, they're going with the Tythonic Industries, which is part of the lore of PUBG, which they've kind of given up on. So this is confusing. Tythonic Industries has something to do with like the manipulation of they're like, you know, a corporation that's doing. They were testing plants on Paramo. They kind of had some kind of lore that they might be testing, like bringing people back to life, like with Paramo secrets. There was always weird conspiracies with Tythonic Industries, and like weird testing on the humans and stuff like that. So they're bringing this lore into Vikendi. But again, this is an area that looks new to me. So this means that they're most likely changing Vikendi. Like it's not going to have all the same locations if this is here. We're seeing the not weather balloon, but this is like a satellite area, like testing going on. Again, like Paramo. And then just a lot of ice. And then they're making that ice noise. Like, I don't know if the ice is going to melt. Like for me, the original Vikendi had ice around Castle. I love that. And then they took the ice away. Are they going to do... There was no way they're doing dynamic ice. I mean, that would be insane. I think this is just a sound effect for the trailer, honestly. Yeah, I really don't think they're going to do dynamic ice. That would be just insane. To me, that's too much for PUBG to load. So this is it. Vikendi Reborn. The biggest questions are, how much are they changing Vikendi? What's up with the Vortex? And are cell towers coming to this map? Obviously, Vikendi is one of my favorite maps of all time. Definitely, like, it used to be my favorite map at one point when people asked me. Now it's hard to say with all the great maps out there. You know, will they change anything with the care packages? Will they bring secret keys to this map like we've seen on Tego and Destin? I'm not sure. It's Vikendi's in a weird spot because it's in between being an OG map and it's in between being a new map. And when they're making it reborn, are they making it OG or are they bringing it into the future with cell towers and all the new features and any new guns and stuff like that? So we'll have to see. And in case I put this on YouTube, feel free to put your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So there we go. I think I see. Yeah, I'll definitely be on the train. That's for sure. That is for sure. And then we had an interesting. I saw this morning, and Bob shared it with me. Their Die First Dylan, who's been in the stream before, tweeted out, "Hey PUBG, we're not going to talk about the 10th map Easter egg, and it's a character. I think this is in game, with a list of the maps on his arm." And I was looking at it this morning, and I don't know if I would take this as like super. Like some kind of leak or hidden thing or something. It has a list of the maps, but they're not in order. And it looks like this. It says Erangel, Miramar, Tego. People said this looks like Destin. I mean, is it Destin? Like, it looks like it says like CW. Like, I mean, all the writing is pretty hard to see. DEST. I mean, I guess that could be Destin. That doesn't even look like Vikendi to me, but I guess it is. Paramo is pretty clear. That does look like, that definitely is Sanox. So yeah, that is Vikendi. Paramo, Karkin, Haven. I mean, it looks like it says Livik to me, which is the PUBG Mobile map. And, maybe at one point they were going to make that on console, but that's a PUBG Mobile exclusive. So I feel like this was like, it's just like a piece of art on the character, but maybe there is more to it, and there hasn't really been talks about will there be another map. There hasn't been, the last dev letter was that they were putting out Tego and Destin, and maybe they're done. We'll have to see, but this is interesting and it's fun. When someone, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone else post this before, so big shout out to Die First Dylan for noticing this and sharing it on Twitter. So if you guys want to follow him, here he is on Twitter or myself for some fun PUBG stuff.